What's going on, all you wild video game enthusiasts? Your two favorite rascals back here. I'm Logan Myers. It's my good mate over there,
Henry Hill, and we are here to talk about the big Entertainment Expo, the huge entertainment video game showcase, the biggest on the planet. We're talking about E3. And they had a huge E3 this year, 2021. Obviously, with the pandemic last year, it caused some chaos last year, but we were back and in full effect this year. And me and Logan here are happy to be talking about E3 this year and all the awesome video games that were showcased and are going to be coming out very soon.
Yeah, so this is a 4-day convention event. It was all virtual. It's usually in LA, but in the past few years with the pandemic, it's been done virtually, which is actually pretty cool. You can watch the entire convention, see the booths, the vendors, see all the video game trailers coming out, interact with the heads of the companies, video game companies, developers, things like that. So really cool interactive experience. This is the first year that the Cinephellas got press for the E3 convention. So I want a quick shout out to the E3 convention for hooking us up and letting us check out some coverage and talk to some really cool people before the actual event took place on the 12th. So it's a week prior. I watched it, while I was working. Really interesting to see all these different companies, new products coming out, not just video games, new hardware like laptops and things like that. So quick shout out to E3. Thank you very much. We had a really great time, and hopefully next year we'll be able to attend in person LA in June. That'd be a dream come true. I would love that.
A dream come true, yeah.
Since we're both huge video gamers, been playing them pretty much our whole life. Us being older during the pandemic, having kids, you don't really have time to go out as much as you used to. So kids go to bed, you play some video games, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. Probably too much the last year. I think I've played through like 15 video games, PS3 and PS4 or PS4 and PS5, which I just got in January. So huge gamer. So we're really excited to dive into this convention, see what all these big companies have in store for us.
So much to talk about. There were 4 days of presentations overall, and we'll get started with day one.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to E3 Live from an undisclosed location in Los Angeles, California. E3 is back after a 1-year hiatus.
Some of the highlights we had. First, we'll talk a little bit about Ubisoft. They provided a first look for a new game based on the movie Avatar called Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. And I saw a little bit of the gameplay from this. It looked pretty slick. It looked a lot like the first movie. Looks like it dives into more life on Pandora, and obviously with the the military presence there, going after all the Na'vi. It looked like some cool action scenes and whatnot from the video game.
And it actually looks a lot like the movie. Obviously, they have more Avatar games or movies coming out, but this first look at this game coming out from Ubisoft, it looks pretty interesting. I definitely check it out. I'm not a huge Avatar fan, but in terms of the gameplay, having this immersive open world game, I think it looks pretty fantastic in terms of graphics. We're huge on graphics here, the way things look and the high resolution. So it looks pretty beautiful.
It looks very slick. We'll have to see what the new movies bring. Hopefully we're going to get some new things, because obviously the first Avatar, there's a lot of comparisons to Fern Gully and, Dances with Wolves, a lot of similarities there. So, I have faith in James Cameron. He's always brought on some really awesome, state of the art, obviously effects and everything, and story. He's known for his story. He doesn't have two of the biggest movies of all time for no reason. It's because of the story, and I'm excited to see where the movies go, obviously, and I'm excited to see how this game ties into that world that he created in Pandora. Another thing we saw from Ubisoft was from the Far Cry series, Far Cry 6. I've seen the cover for this video game, and it features Giancarlo Esposito, obviously we know him as Gus Fring most of all from Breaking Bad. So looks like this game has to do with the cartel. What else did you see from E3 for Far Cry?
Yeah, Far Cry, it looks really cool. Like you were saying, Giancarlo Esposito, the ultimate bad guy, and he plays that role really well. And now we have actors showing up in video games, and it looks very realistic, much like the actor himself. But I thought it looked really excellent. I played the other Far Cry games. I think the first few that were on Xbox 360 a long time ago, like 10, 15 years ago. So they've come a long way in terms of graphics and gameplay and all that fun stuff and all the way everything looks, the visuals especially. But this Far Cry 6 Season Pass will put players in the control of various series villains, one being Giancarlo Esposito himself. So it's pretty interesting with the Game Pass, you can play as different villains. And what they had in store for us at E3 and the trailer looked really excellent. So I'll definitely check it out.
And that's for both the new Xbox and PlayStation 5 as well?
Yes, I believe so. Yep.
Awesome. So be looking forward to Far Cry 6. Obviously, that is a huge series for Ubisoft. That's one of their main staples that's been going on for a long time now. Always has awesome graphics, always fun gameplay. So I look forward to playing that game. We also got some movie things to tie in with the video games here. We got Gearbox reviewing some footage, on the set of the Borderlands movie.
This is Eli Roth, our director.
Hey everybody!
This is our E3. These
What's
are
up, guys?
our gamers, and you got Edgar.
I
here.
know we have so much. He doesn't exist in the game, but he exists in the movie and in real life. It's Edgar Ramirez.
Well, Edgar Ramirez's character Atlas exists hypothetically in the game. We've never met him before in the game or in real life. We're meeting Atlas for the first time in this movie story. I'm so stoked that you're here doing this.
Thank you, man.
This is
I'm
gonna
very happy.
This is going to be a blast.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Look, I feel like we're just getting started. The whole point is to entertain people, and this movie that Eli's making, it's unreal.
I mean, we have. I don't want to say what we're filming, but it's lots of blood, lots of guts. It's totally bonkers, but it's also very Borderlands. I have learned how to twirl a Vlad off.
You know what? I think we should. Let me show this.
Yeah, we could show that.
This is
the stunt one. That's
this is video game fans will recognize this is the Infinity. It's a Vlad off Infinity. And you've gotten pretty good at twirling.
Well, they have ones that actually, this one is light, so I could really learn to twirl because I don't want to smash a real one.
Good at that.
But Kate's amazing. She can side twirl, she can double twirl.
That's right.
She can do the front twirl.
Isn't it unbelievable how she's brought Lily to life?
It's
I can't wait
crazy.
for you to see. Kate is a god.
I saw, everyone thinks of Kate from Blue Jasmine or Carol, all the things she's done. And House of the Clock on the Walls, I saw how unbelievably funny she was. And I noticed that she brought out the great dramatic acting in Jack Black, and Jack brought out the great comedy in Kate. She was so into it. She wants to really, understand it from the inside out. Like, what are the powers? Where do they come
It's
from?
wild to watch her walk like that. That blew my mind. She's totally done it.
We want to make a real great science fiction movie. We don't want to just make a great video game adaptation movie. I just want it to be a great.
Well, that's the key, right?
Great you just have to make a great sci-fi movie. Period.
And it's really come to life. So for Borderlands fans who play the video game, if you have people in your lives that you want to introduce to Borderlands but aren't going to play the game with you, this movie's how you do it. You can bring your family, your loved ones, bring them to the movie.
We want this
and introduce them to Borderlands. They're going to love it.
We want this to be like a gateway drug for the non-Borderlands fans. I mean, look, the great thing about the game is there's so much to it that you're telling 80 hours of story every time. I mean, people can live in the world, so we have to create a different experience. And the experience has to be thrilling in a different way and exciting. Have all the things that the fans love. Easily the best cast I've ever worked with, but just a world-class cast of actors that all came in just to come in and play, and everyone is so into their characters. Like we see way Florian's playing Creed.
Florian is killing it.
Ariana is Tiny Tina. Kevin is rolling. I mean, Kevin is a man on a mission.
I can't believe
he's
watching
playing
Kevin
a full action star.
Go full action star. I think he's really going to surprise people. I think Kevin's over there actually, and I know Lisa is trying. Lisa, our
trying to
first
get a
AD,
shot. Go get him.
You go to work.
We know Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be in it. Edgar Ramirez.
Kate Blanchett is the
Kate
big role.
Blanchett.
Yeah, and Eli Roth directing it, so it's going to be gritty and fun. I like him as a director for the most part. So we did get some kind of behind the scenes look at the upcoming film. think that comes out next year. I can't remember the actual release date, but Borderlands live adaptation of the long video game series. I played the recent one, Borderlands 3, that came out PS4. I had a fun time with it. So it's gonna be interesting seeing these actors portray these, video game characters. Some of the actresses actually look like them, some don't. So I'm interested how they're gonna do that.
I'm interested in the movie as well. Seeing some of the behind the scenes picture, it looks like they captured some of the look of the game, the post-apocalyptic world, and it looked like Kate Blanchett's character is going to really look like the character from the game, which is very interesting. We saw like a shadowy silhouette of the character, and it looks just like the video game counterpart. Kevin Hart's always great in his role. He posted a couple pictures on Instagram of his character. He's jacked. He's been working out, so his character is going to be like a soldier type. A couple other, I saw Bobby Lee, comedian Bobby Lee's in it as a new character, so he'll provide some comic relief. I can't wait to see more from Borderlands, the movie, especially with Eli directing. It's going to give us some awesome action and some gore.
Gore, yeah.
For so can't wait for that. So that pretty much sums up the first day of E3, and we're going to go ahead and roll into day 2. Where the Xbox and Bethesda had a big game showcase,
Yes.
including the new big trailer for the new Halo game, Halo Infinite.
Yeah, and then another game in the Halo series, huge, video game series, been around for a while, Xbox 360 days. And a bunch of friends that played it. I was never really huge in that Microsoft Xbox games, more PlayStation, but I remember playing it. So the new trailer looks like, obviously the graphics have come a long way since the original game. But they showcased the trailer in multiplayer mode, so it looks fun. You and your buddies can sit around and play that, or friends. But they definitely brought their A game with this, panel and showing everything they have in store for us in terms of, Microsoft, Xbox, and Bethesda.
We also got to look at a new Microsoft Flight Simulator game, in which this time they partnered with Paramount Studios for the launch of the Top Gun Maverick film, which is pretty cool to tie in again with the movies. Pretty awesome. Both of us are really looking forward to Top Gun Maverick. And Microsoft Flight Simulator has been around for a long time. I remember my dad getting one of the, back when desktops were the brand new thing, you'd go to the computer store just to get the newest, latest, greatest desktop with awesome graphics card and everything. And I remember he was really into Microsoft Flight Simulator. He was a pilot, obviously, before. So I just remember him getting the joystick and everything and practicing his takeoff and landings and everything. So that's been a huge series, and it still is. And the graphics get better. Everything you can do on it. I mean, it's basically like you're actually simulating a real flight. You can really learn a lot from those games. And that series has obviously been going on a long time. So that's pretty cool that they partnered with Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, they had a new update for Sea of Thieves, Walker Sexy Ranger, that streams on Twitch. D-pads and dice. He's always playing Sea of Thieves. Pirate game, looks fun. But they have a Pirates of the Caribbean kind of update crossover with this game. So it looked really cool from what I've seen. But if you guys ever want to check that out, check out his Twitch D-pads and dice. He's always streaming that, playing that, and having fun. But a really awesome game, Starfield, is the first game in the making for over 25 years from Bethesda Games, and it's up in space, and it looks like an awesome space fantasy. Graphics look beautiful. I just rewatched the trailer today just to get a feel for it, and that's the one I'm really excited for. It's like mind-blowing. 25 years in the making, and this is what they show us. And Star Trek, Star Wars, space adventure and RPG, and it looks really fantastic. One of the best trailers of the E3 convention.
Wow, I'll have to watch that. I haven't seen that trailer yet. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, not a lot of games go into space as far as, space travel. Obviously, there's been Star Trek games, but yeah, it should be pretty interesting with a game being in the making for 25 years. That's pretty impressive. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have something special in store for us. Yeah,
it's from the award-winning creators of Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, and Fallout 4 too. So it's in good hands because those are really fun games, especially Skyrim. I remember playing that game and being hooked on that for a long time. So it's in the same vein. It's just a really fantastic space RPG for any fans out there. If you haven't seen the trailer, check it out. It's on the Bethesda YouTube channel.
Very cool. Not only was Bethesda there with the big showcase, but we also had Square Enix come along and we were treated to a nice little trailer over the weekend. Obviously, the game trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, and several other Marvel games. What'd you think of the Guardians of the Galaxy video game?
That was one of my favorite trailers of the 4 days of E3. I thought it looked beautiful. The characters look different. Star-Lord and some of the characters look a little updated. They don't look like he doesn't look like Chris Pratt or anything. But yeah, I thought it looks beautiful. The Marvel's Avengers game is not. I don't love it, but I think this is a major upgrade from that game from Avengers. They fixed all the problems I had with it in terms of graphics and some issues with the game. But the trailer looks absolutely fantastic, and I'm interested to see Black Panther showing up in the Avengers game. Maybe they have an update for that. So it's pretty cool.
I haven't got into the Marvel games yet, so maybe I'm hoping that these will pull me over and get me hooked on those games, because how fun would it be to control all those superheroes and play with a really great game? So hopefully they have some good stories. The Guardians of the Galaxy looked awesome, like you said. The characters look a little different, which is fine. They're trying to do a new thing. Each of the characters, Rocket had a little goatee this time. Drax looked different.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a different, more cockier Star-Lord voicing the character of the game. So that looks fun. That looks like a fun game. You can fly around as Star-Lord. You're following him along. So that'll be fun to get into that Marvel world in the video game universe, which I haven't yet, besides Spider-Man, of course. So can't wait to see that.
Yeah, you can actually, it's like its own Infinity War or Avengers Endgame. You have all these characters together. It's pretty cool. If you guys aren't video game fans or play that often, but you like comics and like the Marvel movies, maybe this is a game for you. You could check out. Play it on one of the new consoles, the Xbox One or PS5. It's probably definitely worth your money.
Absolutely. If you're a big fan of Marvel, what better way to live in that universe than to hop on your video game system, whatever you desire, and choose your favorite character and go kick some villain's ass.
Kick some ass and take some games.
Yes, sir. Boo. We also had a Warner Brothers Games little trailer for a Back for Blood, which I didn't get to see. Did you get to see that one?
That one I did check out on whenever it was debuted on the second day. It looked pretty cool. It looks like in the realms of Left 4 Dead. It's like a zombie game, some monsters, action, shooting, all that fun stuff. But it looks pretty cool. It looks like something Warner Brothers would put out. It looks like a lot of their films. But yeah, I wasn't hugely impressed, but it looks fun.
Did you watch old Post Malone's performance there at E3?
Yeah,
did he just make an appearance? Or?
Yeah, he had an appearance.
Hey E3, it's Posty. I just want to say hi and hope everybody's doing good and staying safe out there. I'm so excited to see the new announcements for some games, and hopefully we get to see a little something about Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe, I don't know, but I hope everybody's having a great time, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, I don't think he's awful. Not a huge fan of his, but he's not as bad as others. But it's cool that
I love when he did the Nirvana. He did all the Nirvana songs.
That was
cool.
That was awesome. He sounded great. I actually listened to his tunes on Spotify. I'm like, it's not that bad. I've heard worse.
I like the one from Spider-Man. He's got a couple good ones that I like too.
Yeah, cool that he was involved in that. They're good. E3, you get some big stars, not just in video games and music and other forms of art, show up and do their thing in these conventions. Pop culture, man. You got to get all these different ages and different groups of people all together.
It gets bigger every year. I really hope we get to go sometime. How awesome would that be to actually go and interact with all these awesome people? Yeah,
I mean, it's on my bucket list for sure. Cinephellas getting them to E3. So if y'all are listening, get us out there. Get us on the press list next year. We'll definitely be there, or in the coming years, we'll be there to cover it, because we love the video games, love the whole convention scene, and interacting with people, meeting people, and interviewing people. So we always have a good time. So hook us up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The big news coming out of day 2 for E3. Day 3 was probably the only day I didn't watch a lot of it, because a lot of the stuff I wasn't really interested in. I did catch a few things. Huge announcement for a laptop, but besides that, there was like a Verizon announcement about some 5G innovation for developers and television. They had some mythical games that were released. Freedom Games, Capcom was cool because they announced a Resident Evil Village DLC is in development. Haven't played that yet, but after we move, that is one of the first games I will be playing. Resident Evil Village. I've heard nothing but great things. How horrifying it is. One of the better entries in the franchise. So they have a new DLC coming out. That's pretty interesting. There's updates for Monster Hunter franchise, which is another pretty fun game. And they showed off some new gameplay and features for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And that was it from Capcom. But Razer, which I was really excited for, I watched the whole panel with, I guess, the head of the company talking about the Razer Blade 14, and a new laptop that the company calls the world's most powerful 14-inch gaming laptop, and it looks pretty sleek, and I want it. I can't remember.
Bet you do.
Yeah, and like I would totally use that to game and just edit videos. It's supposed to be really super fast. NVIDIA graphics card, like a whole new cooling system in there so it doesn't overheat, and it's super light and just looks really beautiful. I've never owned a gaming computer. I've built them. So this definitely sparked my interest, and probably the best thing to come out of day 3 was the announcement of this. Oh, all the guys at work and myself were talking about it, and like they did really well. They had a really great team putting this system together, this laptop. It's very powerful. It can do a lot of things. The graphics, the processor, the RAM, everything. The cooling system, it's going to fly, and it's going to be great for gamers and guys like myself that work in the tech industry.
Razer's known for having the top the top notch, high quality video game laptops and computers. Doesn't Chris Deep Heads and Dice? Doesn't he have a Razer
I believe.
video game? Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah. They're awesome. I've always wanted one too. I've never been into computer gaming just because, I could never afford one of those big laptops. Obviously I have a MacBook and had to pay enough for that. So really don't have an excuse, but yeah, definitely something like this, an awesome new laptop from Razer with all the state of the art stuff, is really tempting to pull me over and do some video gaming on the computer side, because there's a lot of games that I'd like to play that are only available on these, PC and everything. So I'd be really interested in grabbing this new Razer. How much is that? What's the MSRP? Did they have a price on it or anything?
Okay, so the new Razer 14 or Razer Blade 14 laptop, it's looking like it's going to be roughly around $1,800, which I guesstimated around 2,000. So it's pretty good, just with all the bells and whistles and how fast it's going to be and all the hardware upgrades and stuff. Definitely worth the price. So if anybody's out there, looking for a new gaming laptop, wait for that to be coming out. Check out the videos on YouTube. It's really interesting to see how powerful this is and the cool, sleek design, and outdoing Apple once again. Coming out soon, so save up your pennies and purchase that, kids.
Yeah, but buy me one with all your loot, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, day 4 was probably the one I was really excited for. The final day was Nintendo Day. For us being older gentlemen, our introduction to video gaming was Nintendo back in the 80s with the NES, the original Nintendo. So we've been following that for 35 years, almost since the beginning. So a very long time. My 6-year-old son Bodie, he's a huge gamer now. He has a Nintendo Switch and he is obsessed with Mario, plays it all the time. And so I was really excited to, check out what Nintendo has in store for us in terms of new games, new trailers, and, to show my kid these games and buy them for him and play all these games together. So introducing him to like Zelda, like the character Zelda that we grew up playing. Yeah, I was really excited for The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. They released that trailer. It looked really fun. The graphics are really, obviously, a lot better than they were 30 years ago, and playable on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm looking forward to that game. What do you think?
It looks amazing. I really want to play through. I haven't even played through the first one yet. I don't have a Switch yet, but yeah, Nintendo has been killing it lately. And with the Switch, I'm definitely going to be coming over probably around Christmas time. So yes, Breath of the Wild looks amazing, and I've had several friends that have played through it already, and they love it. They are highly anticipating the second one, and yeah, the graphics for it look amazing. The gameplay, can't wait to play as The Legend of Zelda again. It's been many years since I played on the NES, obviously growing up, and they really capture the same nostalgia that I have for the original Nintendo with Switch, and I loved all the games that they introduced here and that are going to be coming out, including Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah,
That's another game that they announced. I'm really looking forward to. I remember playing that back in the old Nintendo days.
yeah, me too. And a more modern twist on it, an introduction to younger kids like our kids that probably haven't played that before. So it's, it's for the older people like us and the new generation, young kids that are just getting into video games. So this is a really good fit of introducing some old characters that we all know and love. Another game introduces WarioWare. Get it together. Wario.
Wario.
I love Wario a lot because my Animal Crossing character had the Wario costume on. Like you can buy it. It's an upgrade in the game. So I've been a big fan of my son loves this game too, so I'll definitely be picking that up. Well, Zelda's not coming out till 2022, so we got some time for that. Wario's coming out. WarioWare is coming out this September on Nintendo Switch, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'll be picking that up when that comes out.
We have the first new 2D entry into the Metroid unit saga in more than 19 years. That's crazy. I remember Metroid from back in the day.
Yeah.
So to see a new one on the new Switch system is awesome. It looks amazing.
Yeah, that was the game again that I played a long time ago that I really spent thousands of hours on, and I'm really looking forward to the upgrade playing that on Nintendo Switch, and really getting that nostalgic feel of playing that a long time ago, and just a lot of these Nintendo games, the originals came out a long time ago, and they're reintroducing it to a newer generation with obviously modern and better graphics, even 4K resolution.
I'm really excited for it as well. They have some new Mario games as well. I think there's a new Mario Golf game coming out, which is a big one. Mario Golf's always been a very popular series, and the graphics look really awesome on that.
Yeah, so another big announcement for Nintendo is the teaming up of Rabbids and Mario once again for Sparks of Hope. That's going to be coming out sometime in 2022 again. Being a huge Mario fan, playing a lot of the games, obviously Mario Odyssey and the newer games that came out on the Switch. Huge fan of this. I know Bodeman's going to be really excited for this. But the team of Rabbids and Mario teaming up again, it looks like a fun-filled adventure in typical Mario fashion. I'm really excited for that.
More Mario, the better, is what I say. They keep coming out with these awesome games. Nintendo had a huge showcase there on the last day of E3. Very exciting stuff. Awesome to see all the new games on the way for Nintendo Switch. I can't wait to get one this Christmas season, and I'm sure you can't wait to get all the new games and play them with the Bodeman.
Yeah, honestly, I play it more with him than I do by myself, because it's just Nintendo's. It's like when you're hanging out with your family or friends, it's just fun to play. Playing by yourself is not like PlayStation. I can play by myself, but different games. But yeah, Nintendo is fun for the whole family. So you definitely got to get it, pick up some games, and just fall in love with it. You and Nolan will play it all the time. Be a little bonding experience and showing him, passing down the baton of your video game knowledge to him, getting him hooked on it.
What else did we have on the last day? We had some Bandai Namco. Focused on the Dark Pictures anthology. They had an interview with one of the developers behind House of Ashes.
That's pretty much it. Some other takeaways and other huge trailers. There's so many of them to cover every single one, but some really big ones that I was really excited for that blew me away. One being the new trailer for Evil Dead, the game, Groovy. And narrated in the trailer by Ash Williams himself, Groovy Bruce Campbell. And that game's going to be coming out, I think, this fall. So I'm really excited for that. We're huge fans of the Evil Dead trilogy, Ash vs. Evil Dead. So the new updated trailer they released at E3. Take my money and take it now.
Yes, we're both going to get that and play it exclusively when it comes out, nonstop.
PS5 for sure. I'm going to be playing that shit. trying to play through it in like a week. I'm trying to beat that game. I'm really excited. One of my most anticipated video games for sure, up there. Another one I'm really excited for is Elden Ring, which is the brand new RPG that audiences were blown away by, including myself. It's available on January 21st, 2022. Available on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series, and PC. And it's in the realm of, what's his name? George R. Martin from...
I don't know who that is, but he sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. I think it's some
Oh,
some
yeah, I've heard of
sitcom
that
on
show.
NBC, but
Yeah.
in the realm of that, I'm writing it, and just the game looks beautiful. Shadow of Mordor and Lord of the Rings all combined into one. So it's a fantasy game,
Wow,
looks
that sounds cool.
absolutely breathtaking, and that's a game you should definitely pick up on PS5 because that's a game that you're going to probably put hours into, but the payoff's going to be great.
I love those big sprawling Skyrim type fantasy games in
Yeah,
the
me
fantasy
too.
world.
I just think of
Those
Lord of the
are
Rings
awesome.
every time. I'm like, I'm Aragorn or something. I'm going in
Yeah.
to fight some orcs. So yeah, they always have my interest. I'm not a huge fantasy fan, but I do have fun with games like this. So one of my most anticipated games as well coming out in January. So not too far away, about 6 months after the holiday season. They have a new Diablo 2 coming out. Resurrected is also hitting Nintendo Switch and consoles and PC. That's coming out September 23rd. For all the Diablo fans out there, that looks pretty fun. I might pick that up on the Switch. I don't know. And another, I guess, off the topic, it's not really video game, but a piece of hardware. They had the new Xbox mini fridge. It's really cool. It looks like the Xbox One opens up. It's all like neon green lights in there.
Oh,
And
wow.
the cooling
Awesome.
system's supposed to be really super cold in there and to keep your Monster and Red Bulls and Mountain Dew cold while you're gaming for 12 hours. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's coming out holiday season 2021. So that's not a video game, but hardware. So Microsoft does make some pretty good products, and that one I may look into purchasing for the basement.
Surprisingly, Sony PlayStation didn't have a showcase at E3 this year.
I know. I was kind of bummed about that since we're huge Sony fans and PlayStation fans.
I guess they were just banking on their own showcase. They always have their own big standalone convention. So I guess they didn't. We're saving everything for their next, standalone convention for themselves. But you think they'd have tons of stuff, tons of games and trailers to show off. But I don't know, for whatever reason, they decided not to do it at E3 this year.
Because Sony makes better consoles and video games than Microsoft.
Yeah, obviously we're very much anticipating new PlayStation 5 games. We both have the console already. Apparently half the country still does not. There's still a shortage. It's still hard to get.
We got lucky.
We got lucky. We were one of the ones that waited in the queue and kept refreshing for an hour straight, and finally it went through. So yeah, we both have a couple games that we've played through so far, like Miles Morales. And then there's some games that we're going to be getting, obviously the Resident Evil Village and Valhalla, Assassin's Creed. I still want to play through. There's so many games there. So that'll tide us over until, more PlayStation 5 games are on the way, and they're in development now. So I can't wait to see more from them. I was sad I didn't see anything from Sony PlayStation this year at E3, but probably next year, I'm guessing they'll be back in full force.
Yep. And hopefully we can show up and check this out in person, do a lot of coverage and get some great pictures and video and meet some awesome people. That's why we love these kind of conventions and outlets and meeting new people and people in the industry and talking about it, with you guys. Our love and passion for entertainment, not just movies, TV shows, and also video games and music and all that fun stuff. So we love doing this. We had a great time checking out E3, first time really covering it here at Cinephellas. So thank you to E3 for giving us press passes. We truly appreciate it and love you very much. And thank you for this experience. It's been a crazy few weeks, but I had a blast at E3. Saw some great content coming out, and I can't wait to do this again next year.
Me either. Thank you so much, E3. We had a blast covering this. So many awesome video game announcements and trailers that were shown this year. We hope to do it in person next time. We're glad you guys tuned into our video here talking about E3 all 4 days that were shown off and showcased. I guess until E3 2022, that's my mate over there, Logan Myers. I'm Henry Hill. Until the next E3, cheers!